Your life, you seem to have it all. You seem to have control. The people within your soul, you're losing it. You never took the time. Assume that you're to blame. Think that you're insane. Won't you spare me? I know the breakdown. Everything's gonna shake down someday. I know the breakdown. Tell me again, am I awake now, baby? You can find the reasons that no one else is living this way. Yeah, living this way. Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show here. This is a very special, very special edition. We have Justin Rankin, one of my closest friends here.
That's
my
me.
homie, my bro. We've known each other a minute.
Yep.
And so he's going to be co-hosting with me this special edition. And the reason why it's special for two reasons. Number one, it is the very first edition of the podcast, episode 1, season 1. And
collector's item.
There you go, which brings us to Mr. David Walsh.
Hello, all.
I'm Adrian Saucedo, and this is Cold Pizza.
I'm glad you said your last name.
I've been missing
I mean,
I
it's
know how
not
to say
pronounced that way?
Yeah. Every time I go to say it, it doesn't come out like it's supposed to.
Oh, I've heard Sausalito, many renditions of it. Sausalito. Thanks for being on here. And again, shout out to my homie Justin. We're on location here at Ian J's Music Lounge, downtown Yuba City on Plumas Street. What's the address, Justin?
659 Plumas.
659 Plumas. Everything from bass guitars to drum skins. I think somebody was banging on the door earlier.
Yeah.
Hey, you got some drum skins?
Or beer.
Skins? Give me some skin, bro. Tennessee whiskey. You remember when Cold Pizza started? Kind of sort of right about this time when it really kicked off. Because we did jam before, and I have a cool story about that too. The first time we actually jammed.
Yeah, so there was a downtime at a local bar, and I was asked if I could bring some music in, and just like, what if there was a jam session or something here? So I brought one janky speaker and 2 microphones, and invited all my musician friends that would come over for free and waste their time and spend their money to get a buzz and play music. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, brilliant musicians show up to these sorts of things because this is a Sunday afternoon and we're all bored after Saturday night before Monday. So we got a couple of good crowds. Met some interesting people too, some friends that I made there that I've kept to today. Mm-hmm. I think the band probably the B-Side Bastards was born out of this too. So there were some like notable things that came of it, but the most notable one was you kept showing up over and over and over, and we would start off, instead of me starting off with it, we would start off, and people would start throwing a song at us. Can you play this? Can you play that? Yeah. And it turns out we can. And so it just kind of got into our minds, why the hell wouldn't we do this for us instead of for a bar in town that people are just looking for a way to get drunk and ignore people? They can't ignore us. You can't ignore us.
That's right. No.
So we're here. Pizza was born.
Tennessee whiskey.
You know, and so this happened out back of the Happy Viking.
That was our first show.
First show, yeah. And so the first time we actually jammed was on stage, their backyard area of the Happy Viking. I remember a conversation. I don't know if you remember this or not. You and I had a conversation while I think it was Danny, Jason Rose, and Clint were on stage playing. That was one of the events that you organized there.
Yep.
And I remember having a conversation with you while they were on stage, and you said, "Hey, I'm about to go on stage, and play some more tunes. Would you like to join me on stage?" I said, "Absolutely. What songs are you thinking of doing?" And you so happened to know some of the same songs that I knew.
Yeah, yeah.
We jumped on stage, never jamming before, ever. I don't think we ever had jammed before.
Was that before the 21 Club Sunday jams?
That was Happy Viking. That was
Yeah,
back in
I
the
put some
days
bands
of,
out back when people weren't allowed to eat inside because sitting outside close together was way safer.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So that was like the first time we jammed, and then after that, it was quite a while before we jammed again. And
yeah,
then,
I remember asking if you wanted to show up to that 21 Club thing, and I did that every other week for a little while.
Yeah,
And
you
then,
did.
after a minute, it just petered out, but this didn't.
No, this did not. This did not.
Is I'm sorry for the way I am. Never meant to be so cold. Never meant to be so cold.
The 21 Club, they love having music there.
Yeah.
And they let any asshole put together a show. So I've
guess.
gotten away with it
Yeah.
a few times. It's been really, it's been luxuriant, to say the least.
Yeah.
I think all three of us have put together shows there.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
We know.
A couple by now.
In fact, Justin was there at that show that we were just talking about, that benefit show, and he gave me a lot of encouragement. He said, "Hey, you know what? You guys sound good. You guys sound good together. You should keep doing it." And I think it's the encouragement from a lot of people like that kept encouraging us to keep going with
Yeah.
it. And
Where'd the name come from?
the name,
Just throwing out ideas, right?
Yeah,
And you're an acoustic duo, so you can't shoot high. You can't be something that's really epic, because people are going to be like, wow, it's just two dudes with guitars. You know?
Like Tenacious D.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know?
All right, yeah.
I still believe that's talking about a penis, but I'm not sure. But we were just throwing out ideas, and one of them that hit the table was cold pizza, and we just laughed about it, and we're texting back and forth, and we kind of read the text messages next time we were hanging out, and that's the one that stuck out, was cold pizza, and somehow that has been one of the best decisions. Like, all of our songs can come and go,
Oh, yeah.
but cold pizza, I mean, you throw it at the wall and it sticks.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that. Try it. Throw cold pizza at the wall.
That's a good idea. I'm almost like silly putty or goo, not goo. What do you call it? The Nickelodeon slime.
Oh yes.
No, I don't know. So to kind of take that a little bit further, I asked you why at the end of that weekend we were throwing stuff back and forth, and I asked you why cold pizza, and your response was because everybody loves cold pizza.
Everybody loves cold pizza.
Can't argue with that.
I now have a hat that
So-
says everybody loves.
What a random thing just to pop in, like, in your mind, though.
Oh yeah.
Well-
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's what the ADD does for you. I got a question for you. What made you pick up? People don't know this about you so much.
Okay.
You are a fantastic pianist. You're trained, you're educated, and you've got years into it. What made you pick up the acoustic guitar? After having such, I just found out recently how much command you have on the piano. So why the acoustic guitar?
The acoustic guitar, well, it's something that I started, I was about 14, and I was given an acoustic guitar for, I think, a graduation present in eighth grade or something, I don't know, or somewhere around that time. My parents gave me an acoustic guitar, and I had already had other old acoustic guitars that I'd had in the past, and they were pretty beat up and secondhand, and maybe even I don't even know where I came about these acoustic guitars, and I think maybe my parents felt sorry for me and like, this guy needs a real guitar.
There you go.
So, but no, actually, I picked it out. I wanted it, and so I started really, really diving into it, and but I still never forgot piano. I never forgot about the piano. It's always been my first. It's been my first instrument. Started playing when I was 7 years old.
Wow.
And it's always been my go-to. Every time I walk by a piano, I have to play the piano. I just can't stop. I just can't stop myself.
It shows, yeah. When you brought it into practice recently, it really added a level to it. It shows that you have an understanding of the instrument. So it was pretty impressive. I know you've walked by, you've seen the keyboard in my house when we're jamming and stuff, and threw your hands at it real quick. I'm like, oh, this cat knows a thing or two about the keyboard.
Yeah.
But seeing you actually grab onto it and add it to the music that we're putting together, I think that it kind of elevates what we have to offer.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
That was the first time I saw you sit down and go, what are you doing real quick? Bam, lightning.
There you
it was
go. There you
really
go.
Added a lot to it. So
Well, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
It's just something that's never gone away. The muscle memory's always there.
right.
So why acoustic guitar now? Again, I laid it down for quite some time. Why? Because jamming with you. You know, if you remember the first few times that we actually played in public, we did some live shows, I wasn't playing acoustic guitar yet. So I think it was one of those nights where, you know, probably out in your backyard, you know, and
Yeah,
tossing
probably.
a few back and jamming and having a good time. And you've got multiple guitars hanging on your walls. Well, how many would you say are hanging on the walls in your house right now?
Boy, after loaning probably 5 or 6 guitars away so that I could give my kids their closets back, I probably have 8 acoustics, 6 acoustics, and probably 7 electrics, 4 basses, an acoustic bass. I don't have a banjo. There's a violin there. I got
There's
two.
a
I got 2
violin.
keyboards and a drum set. I mean,
There you go.
No.
Multiple
yeah,
instruments.
I
in
just
your
got to learn to
house.
play all this stuff, you know.
Hey, well, you know, it's there. It's going to get played at one point in time. Or
And it does. You know, people come over there, an acoustic bass. You mind if I grab that,
you go.
please? I don't ever have time for it. I'm always playing the acoustic guitar. So yeah.
2 dudes, 2 acoustic guitars, and we actually started out playing a lot of hard rock.
Right.
We've progressed into playing some a little bit more on the, what would you say, like a little bit of 80s style kind of sort of.
Yeah, we've
stuff?
dipped into some 80s stuff, you know.
Yeah.
That's really started bringing more guitar effort out of it. But being able to pull songs like Down in a Hole out and do it properly. Like anyone can sing, you know, a fun backyardy free falling. But when you want to grab someone's attention, you go out there and you do Alice in Chains harmonies. Come on, you know, that
right,
really
yeah.
really separates us from the throng of, you know, acoustic acts there. And we do have a big glut of acoustic acts in our area. We're blessed with a lot of great musicians.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, Yuba City, this is a small area. Yuba City, Marysville, small area with a wealth of brilliant musicians. And I will just flat out be honest, there are so many good guitarists out there that I am very proud that we have the ability to put this this vocal harmony idea out as kind of a forefront of what we're doing. Because, you know, we're not bad guitarists, but I could off the top of my head name 5. Justin Rankin, E&J
Yep.
Music Lounge.
There you
know,
go.
that's an easy one. So
That's one, yeah.
Yeah, so
One among many out here.
yeah. You could easily find, you know, superior guitarists in the area, but having just 2 vocalists do what we do, usually you have to have, you know, these are
Gotta
your
dig
big
a
city
little deeper
bands.
for
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
You know, so I think it was a blessing finding the ability to have someone to sing with like that, you know.
Likewise.
So,
Likewise.
I do appreciate that.
Absolutely, yeah. It's and like I said, it shows, and it's something that I've really taken a lot of pride in. I don't know how you feel about it, but I've taken a lot of pride in the vocal harmonies, and also being able to trade off the main melody of a song with you.
That's
you
what
know.
makes it fun too.
Yeah.
So we'll do one like, oh, do you want to take the lead on this verse? Yeah, give me just a sec.
Yep.
All right,
There
I
you
got
go.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Let me check on this harmony. Yeah, no, I can get it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, of course, sometimes it's who can sing the higher or the lower part.
Yeah.
You know, who, if you bring a song and you've been singing for years, it's just, you're a shoe-in for doing that part. So it makes it easy. But it's also, it's interesting. I get to learn something new. You know, it brings that challenge. That's the other thing that's constantly missing. When you join a band, you're like, I just want to play. You know, but if you got a musical ensemble that challenges you, then you want to play, you know, and then
absolutely.
you want to go show it off to people.
Oh yeah.
Let's take
yeah.
this on the road.
And we do take it on the road. Speaking of which, taking it on the road, we have some dates coming up.
Yes, we do.
This is towards the end of the summer of 2024. We have some dates coming up. We've got a radio interview. We're starting this podcast, or I should say, we're a guest on the very beginning of this podcast. So this is where a host would ask Cold Pizza, where do we see ourselves maybe, you know, this time next year? Maybe you can start off with that. Where do you think you see us next year, music wise?
Musically speaking, I like that you've brought the piano into it. So I think that's adding a dimension that we didn't have. I mentioned about a month ago, I don't think Radioactive bangs with two guitars like it should.
Right.
Playing just solo Radioactive, it hits good and hard because it's like, what? But you brought the keyboard in. You were like, well, what do you want to try with this? Let's try Radioactive. I have been looking for an excuse to bring it back in. I love to sing it. I think it's an individual song.
Nice.
That keyboard that you start with the strings and then you bring it in with the keys and just vocals and keys to start. That's 100% new animal,
It is.
It's fantastic. So moving forward, I would love to see that keyboard being integrated further into what we're doing. That adds a lot of depth and value. And then always challenging new songs, trying to grab things. I think that Boys of Summer is a fun thing because it keeps that rock feel, but it's got like that kind of reminiscent idea to it. It's going to grab a lot of heartstrings on people who are like, I do remember those nights. I do wonder if they were a dream,
Right.
So,
right. Yeah.
And then I'd like to play the hell out of breweries. I want to drink every beer on the West Coast. So.
Which we will be doing. We're going to be, to answer that question, my own question. Yeah, I see us out there in the outer areas of our local scene, and then reaching further out, towards Sacramento, up towards Chico. We've already played at Cricket Lane Brewing. I'm probably going to hack this brewing company. I don't remember what
up
it was
in Chico.
called. Yeah, up in Chico.
Is that Secret Trail?
Secret Trail. I'm sorry. Well,
Secret Trail. Yeah.
Cricket Lane. I don't know.
That was a good. That was a good
Secret
show.
Trail, yeah, that was a good one. We played that one with friends of ours on off.
Yeah.
And made some contacts up there. So so we've already gone north. Let's go south.
Might as well.
Well.
You've discussed that you have a handful of breweries that you'd love to hit down there. There's
Absolutely.
a couple that I'd like to hit. I know Woodland area's got some. Sacramento's got 700 of them.
Ton. Yeah, breweries. I'd like to hit the what they call the Barrel District in Rancho Cordova. There's
like it already.
Several breweries out there.
I'm a fan of barrels.
Oh, there you go. I'm sure they're not. They've got plenty of barrels
There's a
there.
whole district of them. So I mean,
So yeah, absolutely. I see Cold Pizza really starting to kind of reach out, north and south. And so why stop there? Why don't we go east and west as well?
Well, Grass Valley, Nevada City has a fun scene up there, and
Absolutely.
you and I have both played up there. I know you've done sound and produced shows up in that area too.
I have.
So
Yeah.
there's a host of great downtown spots in Nevada City that I love the nightlife
Absolutely.
of. A couple of breweries up there. I don't know if they do music yet, but I know there's that one street there in Nevada City that's got a great Italian restaurant, great sushi place, and then a handful of great bars.
Absolutely.
If you're ever up there, you'll know exactly what street I'm talking about. Stop and eat, drink, and be merry.
And be merry. Absolutely. Yeah, you know what? It's why stop there? Let's just keep going, Let's just keep going. We've got like I said, we have a radio interview coming up.
Right.
Where we've talked about the idea of creating original music.
Absolutely. I think the keyboard's going to help a lot with that too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Honestly, I have 10 songs in my holster right now that I could start bringing out, and even if they're not the right thing for the direction we're moving in, I think it'll give us an idea of what we do have available to us. So as soon as we get a little bit more time, practicing once a week, all you musicians out there know practicing once a week is never enough. So we're keeping our chops up on the songs that we're doing right now. But, once we get this keyboard, you get your hands more comfortable with what we're doing, I think it's just going to spark your imagination.
I agree. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be another element that we're adding to the whole Cold Pizza thing. It's definitely going to take another leg.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to hit another leg in our journey, and I'm excited to actually go down that road. So, my brother, thank you, sir.
It's been a pleasure up to this point. If you guys haven't stopped to see Cold Pizza yet, You're going to see some mixed in with this. You're going to see us, what do we got? September
We've got September 7th. I'm actually, September 7th at 21 Club.
All acoustic bands that night. You're going to see some fantastic local talent. When I say we have a wealth of acoustic bands and musicians in the area, you won't be disappointed. Do not miss that one.
That one is going to be called Rockoustica. I actually gave it a name, Rockoustica, and we'll see if that catches on. We'll see. It could
You know,
end up like,
someone came up with the term erotica and it caught on.
there you go. There
I
you
think
go.
this one might just take
It
off.
just might take off.
You are a trendsetter, my friend.
I'm just messing around, man. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing with this podcast.
Well, that's good for TV. And if you like what you've seen today, stick it out. This podcast is just kicking off, Mr. Adrian Saucedo. I hope I'm saying it right.
Yep. And you know what? It's more to come. I've got plenty of other people that I want to talk to.
Fantastic.
Right
Well, thank
on.
you guys both, Tyler, Justin.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time, efforts, and all of
Absolutely.
this. This has been great. So easy to work with.
Absolutely. Yeah. Come down to E&J's Music Lounge. Check it out. Ideas. Shoot them at me. I'm going to be interviewing a lot of people in our local community.
For longevity, we're looking for something like The Simpsons longevity, all right? So,
Right,
you know,
right.
if you're watching this inaugural one, you're part of history.
There you go. This is history in
33 seasons later.
3 seasons later.
Right?
Well, once again, thank you everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Ain't where I should be. Don't try and fix me.